What you want? See ya.
Well, the Ragman has it easy, of course. The guns he sells are still smoking. I suppose old habits die hard. Hopefully that drunk will meet the same fate soon enough. Take a look at my merchandise. I've got quite a selection to choose from. What can I get you? Gear or gun? Don't even bother going to Ragman.
I don't like what's going on in Rostock right now, pal. War means death, and I came too close to that once. I'm not in a hurry to get back there. But I can't just up and leave, you know? The guys here need all my supplies. So, are you gonna try something on? The best defense is good protection. What are you looking for?
Don't miss out on this chance to become a part of freedom. You'll be appreciated and welcomed, whoever you are.
I could sure go for a nice steam bath right about now.
Take care, friend.
Here's to Polovin. No clinking glasses on this one.
He seemed like a decent dude. We were just having a few drinks, and then he glanced at his PDA and turned into a different person. "You rat snatched Rostock from us," he yelled. "And now you're doing it again." I was just trying to get him out of here, trying to calm him down. And then he pulled his gun out, and...
You wanna chat?
I need to find some people. Ozerski mentioned you might be able to help me with that.
You're making some friends, I see. Ozerski is a man with a heart of gold. When he's not being pain in the ass, anyway.
You seem pretty popular yourself. Are you some kind of recruiter? Bringing folks to Strider, mingling with scientists, cozying up to S.T.A.L.K.E.R. And you keep popping up wherever I go, too.
Must be the zone's will. Nah, there's a plenty of recruiters here without me. By the way, there's that stalker who showed up after the signal, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Ever heard of him? He's a legend around here. I hear he's putting together a new crew. He doesn't like what's going on in the zone and he wants to shake things up.
What's S.T.A.L.K.E.R up to? What's his plan?
That's something you gotta ask the man himself. And if he doesn't trust you enough, you'll never find out. S.T.A.L.K.E.R is the type who keeps his plans to himself.
What happened to his old crew?
I could tell you they found lots of rare artifacts, left for the mainland, and lived happily ever after. But in reality, not everyone made it back from their trip to the monolith.
How can I find this S.T.A.L.K.E.R guy?
Nah. I might have said too much already. Either the zone's gonna help you, or S.T.A.L.K.E.R will find you himself. But I don't think you two would hit it off right now. He wouldn't appreciate you being chummy with the ward and trying to make the zone disappear. He doesn't trust or cooperate with anyone.
Turns out,
Can you really blame him?
stuck itself.
You're asking the wrong guy. I found folks I could team up with. I wouldn't last long without them. Speaking of which, do you know anyone on this list?
I know one of them. Dvupalov. He's a real grump when he's sober, which, thankfully, isn't often. He's usually holed up in his old hideout and doesn't entertain visitors. If you want to talk to him, you'll need to bring him a collar from a mutant. He used to do some research with the collars and now he just collects them. Talk about sentimental.
Is this the type of collar Dvupalov collects?
Wow! You've certainly been around the zone if you've managed to find one. You're shaping up to be quite the stalker. Now that you have the collar, you're good to head to Dvupalov's hideout. I'll send you the coordinates. If he asks you for a password, the answer is leash. Remember, if the professor offers you a drink, don't turn it down. It'll make the conversation smoother. But don't try to outdrink him either. You won't stand a chance. See ya.
None of this was
Wow,
fun,
nice to see you, man.
but at least they brought some order.
Just
Now we
come
got
over
one
when
there.
you got something to say.
The leash.
Come on in, and don't drag your feet.
If you only got one, don't expect a big payout. Where are your manners? Where do you think you're going? Hand it over. You're new around here, aren't you? Or have I just forgotten you? I had an assistant I'll never forget, Nightingale. He was a delight to work with and a great drinking buddy. It's a shame he's gone. Think you can fill his shoes?
I wasn't planning to. I'm here about...
I know what you're here about. The first ones in the house. But we'll enjoy it right here on the spot. You can fetch the bottle from my lap. It's just down the hall. It's an elixir you'll light and never forget. I'll remember. All right. Let's sample the goods. Let's have one. And then we can talk about what, where, and how much. Here's to the start of our partnership.
All right. Here's to our partnership.
Not even a flinch, huh? That sort of bravado is gonna impress me. When you're drinking, you've gotta put your heart into it. So, where are we? How about another one?
I'm not interested in vodka.
A man with no interest in vodka is a man with no interest in life itself. What motivates him then? How can you trust him? And most importantly, why share a drink with him? Look, how about those colors? Leave them out next time. The shop's closed. What's the point of stocking up on colors if I don't have a leash? It was a promising project, sure. But it's time to bid it farewell. Bottoms up, Stalker.
I'm interested in a different project. The controller. You were a part of it.
The last thing I need is another Sherpa pestering me. That grad student is obsessed with the subject. The idea of blissful ignorance is utterly beyond him. That means I could use another drink. After the third shot of my elixir, even the most hopeless souls can start to grasp the basics of abstract thinking. Then we can talk for real. So what do you say? You down for a few more drinks, or maybe just one for the roads?
Let's have another one. Sure.
To abstract thinking. If man is the measure of all things, then the measure of a man is 3 shots of this magic vodka. So go ahead, ask your questions while I'm feeling charitable.
How do you destroy phantoms and defeat someone who can create induced illusions?
Seen double, eh? You probably just had some bad vodka. Try some of mine. It's good for more than just keeping radiation at bay.
When I saw the man who created those phantoms, I was stone cold sober.
Ha ha ha, and I was stone cold sober when I saw evidence that it was impossible. But who am I to forbid you from living in a world of illusions? If you're really so eager, drag your ass to X5. That's where the whole three-ring circus used to be. Try to find a blueprint for the suppressor. It ought to help you. I'm all out of vodka anyway. Come on. I'll give you the key card for the lab. The colors were a crude instrument. The suppressors, on the other hand, they were designed to dampen abilities of a finer nature. Now, where did I put it? No, that's just some junk. Look, a pickle. I'll save it for later. Fuck, where are you off to? The artifact just popped out of the steel. Grab it, Stalker. Why, you're light on your feet, Stalker. You can hang on to this one. You've earned it. You went after that artifact like a bullet from a gun. Seems like I gave the keycard for X5 to Sherpa after all. That's why I hate teetotalers. The bastard must have caught me in a good mood. Anyway, if you want the suppressor, you need to talk to that boring grad student yourself. He's over in Agropron, staying close to X5. And now for the fourth shot, the happiest of them all.
I ask you to vacate the premises. I'm occupying it and there's nothing here to take.
Calm down, Sherba. Vupalov sent me.
Is the professor doing okay? He didn't succumb to intoxication from that poison of his, did he? Its alcohol by volume is nearing pure ethanol, not to mention the anomalous component. What a fall from grace. A great scientist resorting to making vodka.
Tell me about Vupalov. So he's a great scientist?
Professor Vupalov is a brilliant mind hailing from the Project X era, the mastermind behind the Controller project. He used to bring science to new heights. Now the only thing he can bring is a glass toward his lips. He's disenchanted with his life's work, you see? Nothing ever changes. If only the professor had taken a moment to peruse my notes instead of selling vodka.
Why do you even bother helping Vupalov?
How can I stand by and watch a scientist of his caliber kill the few brain cells he has left? He has invaluable knowledge and skills, the kind that are not taught at Malachite, especially nowadays. The professor has no right to go down this path.
Dvupalov sent me to get the key card for X5. I'm looking for the Phantom Suppressor.
It took Dvupalov a whole 6 months just to remember my name while I served him food every day. And now he tells you about the card right away? Did you drink with him or something?
It's tough to avoid having a drink with him.
That stuff is pure poison. All right, I'll give you the card. It's too risky for me in there anyway. But you've got to promise me that you'll search X5 for any papers related to the Controller project and bring them back to me.
Since I'm headed to X5, tell me about the lab.
Until recently, no one even knew it existed. The research there was classified, and the lab had been mothballed for quite some time. Then UT did some cleanup with heavy explosives there, and found hidden levels beneath Agroprom. I used certain informal channels to reach out to the professor. That's how I found out it was an old mutant research lab. I can't even begin to fathom what's going on in there right now.
Tell me what you know about the Controller project.
The Controller project did involve some research on phantoms, but its main objective was to develop specimens modified with both biological and technological enhancements. Unlike their mutant predecessors, which were impossible to keep in their cages, these were meant to be trained as soldiers to protect Project X personnel. Can you imagine? Not even S.T.A.L.K.E.R is attempting anything like that nowadays. They haven't even managed to create a single new specimen.
Why do you want those papers?
I tried to convince Professor Dvupalov that I'm a worthy successor to his great work, but all I received from him was a couple of his drafts, one of which had been used as a food wrapper. I'm talking about research that could etch our names into history. Since the professor doesn't seem to recognize it, I'll take it upon myself to finish the job for him.
Hand me that key card, and I'll see what I can do about your papers.
All right. It's not like I've got much of a choice. But keep those papers in mind, Stalker. You'll need to head all the way down, but if you're willing to do the job, I'll make it worth your while. I'll go check on the professor in the meantime. Seems like every time I look away, he's got a new drinking buddy.
trouble sleeping too, I see. Let's get started early today. We're going to explore how your brain responds to metaphors and humor. Empathy and abstract thinking. Those are the traits that separate us from simple beasts. And there, what separates you from the other mutants? It felt I rummaged through my library and came across something that suits our circumstances perfectly. I hope you won't mind so many poetry. Not backwards, forwards is the spirit side. This moment now alone is our delight. Jeopardizing a scheduled experiment. This is not the first case of negligent handling of crucial Project X documentation. This matter needs to be addressed at once.
appreciated. From what I have observed, he's more than a work of art. He hasn't ceased to amaze us since he was connected to the Monolith Network. Faust opts to encourage the fighters, to inspire them, rather than relying on his control abilities. He's not just a soldier. He's a general. Yes, you make a good point. Remind me, where are the blueprints for the suppressor?